Mr. Gatewood, I'm really taken by your written testimony, and what I wasn't here for your spoken testimony, because it really speaks of kind of what America's all about. You know, here you are, you knew by your effort, you say, that you're going to make it. So you, with prudence, used probably an abnormal, but nevertheless an accessible form of risk, so to speak, access to capital. And you use that to have float time, as you describe it. I guess my question is more, I mean, I really am taken that this is neither inherently good nor bad, credit cards using for business. I'm more taken that oversight or transparency in education and preventing ill use of it, I'm convinced of that. But I guess my question would have to do maybe just a little different. I'm a little concerned about people being less, like Mr. Gatewood here, be more risk averse. Almost, you know, yes, credit card use is going up, but SBA's access to capital is going down, health premium's gone up 70%. You know, people leaving, not going to small companies, going to big companies because they still, by and large, give health security to some degree. Do you see this risk averse, independent almost of credit card usage, because I think I got enough from that. Do you see any of this in people who are even coming? Is there an impact that you're seeing as the SBA comes down, as the economy comes down, as more going to credit cards maybe, but is there more of a sense of a difference of this entrepreneurship you see, in I think emblazoned in you? And I guess that's really more of a question for community bankers and credit unions.
Well, you know, as far as risk aversion is, let me just be quite honest here. I hear the congressman talk about the predatory lending. No one is a victim unless they want to be a victim. First of all, business people, entrepreneurs as such, have a responsibility to function responsible. Good business people understand what they're getting into, or they shouldn't be in business. First of all, so I, for one, don't have a lot of feelings for people that recklessly use credit cards or any form of lending.
I guess mine was more of a strategic type of take, not so much on the credit cards, because I think I got enough out of the testimony and the great questions that are here. I'm just wondering about what you see, particularly down at that end of the table, about small business people coming forward to invest with their time and a bit of risk as they reach for capital to do what you did. That's kind of what I'm curious about, the state of the risk-taking, so to speak, out there in the economy.
Well, I think it's dependent upon the person and what they have and what they can afford to give up as collateral. I had absolutely no collateral, and the banks wouldn't talk to me, so I had to take the risk I had. And I will tell you right now, coming from a minority business community at the same time, oftentimes we're just turned down flat, basically, from where we come from.
Okay. How about the institutions, because they all come to you?
I can respond to it this way. The entrepreneurial individual is a risk taker from the start. And I think that is what has built this great nation. We were all risk takers at one time. And I think bankers, contrary to the popular belief, we are risk takers. Community bankers are the only people that bet their personal net worth that entrepreneurial is going to succeed. In that, their personal net worth is in the value of that bank, their franchise value. So they are risk takers, community bankers. But when you look at how that risk is assessed, when you're looking at a traditional bank business loan, the regulatory agencies look at it differently than they do a credit card loan. They look at a credit card loan from the consumer side. Is the application filled out properly? Is the disclosure statement sent? And are they reminded of those terms, you know, annually?
If I might, what about the person who walks in the doors? All your years you've been involved in this for the two of you. Have you seen less people willing to be like him? I mean, I'm more interested in the trends right now.
No.
You're saying you're still seeing the same type of,
the
breadth, not just the individual, but the breadth willing to take.
I would say so, because we deal with we're all community bankers. And in that town of 500 people, 300 people, businesses are dying, but there's somebody else willing to take the hardware store business on, or be the gas station fellow, or the auto body repair store, the implement dealer. There are always people walking in. They want a certain lifestyle of living in a community, and that is their way of doing, is staying in the community and starting a business. No, I don't think it's dropped off at all.
If I might,
If I could, if you don't mind, just Mr. Spearman.
Thank you, Congressman. Yes, I would agree with Bill on that. We're in the business of managing risk, not risk adverse. Because of the
I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about the person coming in the door.
Yeah, and we have no problems with people walking in the door, simply because of the fact in our area that IBM went away a number of years ago. Many of the folks stayed in our community and started small business. So all the business in our community, to be frank with you, is small business. So we have a tremendous amount of demand for that type situation, and that's relevant, again, to the member business lending cap. We have no scarcity of people coming in with innovative ideas, some well thought out, and some very, very successful stories, just even based on our portfolio.